Alright guys, so just want to pop back in here for a second and let you know, I don't know, for some reason everything crashed, so it's part of the game with this YouTube thing, especially when you do live. It doesn't always go as planned, but I know we had a bunch of good conversations going there. I'm sure a lot of people probably signed off and whatnot, but I just kind of wanted to follow up with you guys. Let you know that, my apologies for it breaking, but sometimes it's out of my control. So, I don't know. We'll see if some people join in. If not, well, I just want to wrap up by telling you guys it wasn't me. This thing just decided to crash on us. So, if people join back in, that'll be cool. But if not, I understand. I understand. But I don't know. We had a pretty good little live feed going here for a little while until this thing crashed out. I don't know. Like I said, these lives don't always go smooth. Unfortunately, the technology with this YouTube live stuff isn't that stable. It's fun. I enjoy doing it, but she's not that stable. What's up, Terrell? Andy? What's going on? Let's see if some people join in. I'm trying to remember. Unfortunately, all the comments from the live from before get kind of wiped out, so I can't see the comments because I was going through them trying to answer everybody's comments. What's up, Kai? Kai made it back in. Yeah, I don't know if everybody will join back in. But if you guys want to kick it, I'll kick it. I'll see who shows up. Yeah, I know. Damn California internet. That's the thing. It's weird. Like I gotta call Frontier because they actually they raised the cost of my internet, but I think they gave me a different service, and I didn't even ask for it. You guys know how it goes. You know how it goes. David, are you thinking of splitting from California? I was debating it, honestly. I was getting real serious about it, but part of the problem is initially I probably could. I don't know. I was thinking I could do it, but the problem is like I have so much stuff at this point, right? Like between having all the vehicles, having all the tools, all the spare parts. I got this little office set up where I do all the editing and all that stuff. Like this, I've made this place like my home, where it's just easy to do what we do, and everything is here. So it's kind of like my little hub, right? It's like an office and a home, workspace, and it's got a lift and all that stuff, right? So to set up what I have here somewhere else would just be hard to do. Not saying it's impossible, but it's almost like, I don't know. I want to see where all this nonsense goes before I make a move like that. Ideally, what I want to do is live somewhere else mainly, but still have this place, since it's like this place is. I spend a lot of time, and not so much money, but more just labor and just man hours of fixing this place up to get it to be what it is. So it'd be cool if I could keep this place and then get something else, like maybe in Texas, and have like Texas or something as the home base, but then still have this so that we could either fly out here to come to. There's a lot of events in California. That's the thing. Like, I feel like Texas and California are the two biggest states with the most events for automotive stuff. So I feel like it'd be cool to keep this as a home base, since it's got lots of parking and all that stuff, and the garage and the lift and all that stuff, and then get something else, in Texas, where there's a lot of other vehicles. There's a lot of cars and car community out there, so that I could go back and forth between both. But maybe primary residence be out of state or something. That's what I was thinking. But looks like some people are joining in, so yeah, I apologize, guys. I don't know, the thing just crashed, and I was trying to get it back. I was trying to save it so that everybody didn't have to join a new one, so I kept trying to restart it. But I don't know what you guys saw on your side. You probably just saw like me all frozen, making a goofy face or something. For all I know, I have no idea. Darren, hey John, just joining in, bro. How's it going, man? It's going well, man. We had a pretty live going for a bit there. It was like 100 people, so we had a really good live stream going, but it crashed on YouTube's end. I was still connected to the internet. I don't know what happened. It just didn't want to reconnect, so I had to start a new one. But that's okay. Jonathan, yo, what's up? What's up, Jonathan? Kai, hey, John, why not supercharge the SRT10 Ram? Um, it's not out of the question. Honestly, like, as far as the SRT10 Ram, if we got, you guys already know, we got so many projects on the go right now. So, the Viper's supercharged, just buttoning up some of the tune stuff, so that's going well. And you guys know we have a huge project with that Hellcat swap. Like that's not no weekend swap. That's gonna be like we're gonna be wrenched on the thing for a good month or two. So um, between like the customization aspect of it and trying to order parts and probably all the little knickknacks and stuff that we have to order and little fittings and all that kind of stuff. I think it's gonna be like a couple months, but I don't think it's gonna be like I'm not worried about it. It's not an impossible project. It's just one that's gonna take a while. So once that's all said and done, I think there's gonna be like even once we get the Hellcat running in the Dakota, it's gonna be like a lot of little things, right? There's gonna be a lot of little stuff going on. That's we're gonna have to do some fine tuning. There's gonna be like we're gonna obviously have traction issues, and we're gonna have to fix all that. I don't know if I told you guys, but I do have. Jason gave me Caltrax, so I have some Caltrax bars for the Dakota too. So we'll put those on as well, and that should help with traction. Actually, you guys just remind me. I really don't think I need them. What do you guys think? I mean, there's not that many people in here, but we'll get some opinions in a small crowd. If you guys didn't hear me say it in the last live that we had a few minutes ago, I am going to a 8 mile drag strip tomorrow. Tomorrow? No, Sunday. I guess almost tomorrow. For some of you guys, it might be tomorrow. So Sunday, I'm going to the 8 mile. There's some racing. I wish it was quarter, but it's only eighth. But I think on a prepped track, I'm not making enough power to really need those Caltrax bars. I don't feel like I am. With full slicks and going to the track on a prepped surface where we went last time wasn't prepped. It was just an airport runway, and it was all covered in sand and dust and dirt. That's why everybody was just spinning forever. So, do you guys think I should put on the Caltrax? I don't think I have. The problem is I have so much stuff going on in the garage right now. Like the SRT10, I've been working on that thing most of today, and I got to finish that tomorrow. So I don't know if I'll get to the Caltrax tomorrow for the Dakota, but plan is go over to the 8 mile, and I'm going to get some accurate 8 mile times for you guys in the Dakota with the cam. So, because last week was fun, we got to race a few people and stuff, but we didn't get any time slips, and we were spinning, so we didn't really get to actually see what the Dakota is capable of. But Sunday, going to an actual prepped drag track 8 mile, and we'll see how slow it is. It's not going to be anything crazy, but yeah, so as far as supercharging it, once we kind of figure out all the other projects, if for some reason, like I didn't really plan on supercharging my Viper, like I kind of was interested in it, but I came across the supercharger kit for a good price, so that's kind of why that just happened. But if something like that happens for the Ram, maybe, but I don't know. I'm not really trying to make the SRT10 Ram like crazy fast, because the problem is with the SRT10 Ram, it has the same problem. It's got cast pistons as well, same as my Viper car. There was a time period where Dodge, for whatever reason, put cast pistons in their Viper engines. Then they went back to forged eventually, but both my Viper engines got the short end of the stick on that one. Jackson Racing says, "Damn Russians again." I don't know what is going on, but at least we got this live stream working. Darren's Mopar Express. Got my cam out today, now doing the cleaning of gaskets and waiting for new cam and timing chain and gears, etc. Should be here Monday. I have running by Wednesday this week. I'm excited to see how she runs. Nice. Is this, which engine is this in? What cam did you get? John Brown, welcome back. Welcome back, sir. Yeah, I don't know. It crashed on us, and I was trying to save it so that everybody didn't have to join a new one, but that's life. That's how she goes. I didn't have any control over it. I had internet the whole time. It just crashed out. Lamar Jackson. Hey, yo, what's up, Lamar? Darren, once Hellcat motor is in, what's that say? You know Rob need Caltrax? You know Rob. I don't know what I'm trying to say. You know you need Caltrax for sure. Yeah, definitely gonna need Caltrax for sure once I do the Hellcat swap. But I just don't know if I need them for this Sunday. I doubt it. On a prep surface with slicks, we should be okay. I don't know. If I get a chance, I'll throw them on though. AMC Mopar fam, I really need 46RE trans, but I'm broke. Well, if you're local, I have one. I have one for cheap if you want one. I know I said on last stream I don't really want to get into I don't want to turn my YouTube into classifieds ads, but I have a 46RE that came out of a working truck that, for all I know, could be better than the one that I have in my Dakota, because the engine that's in my Dakota was rebuilt. So the guy had a bunch of stuff rebuilt, so it's all fresh. But I never needed to run the other 46RE that I have, so I don't know the history on it. But yeah, if you want a 46RE that I have, I'll give it to whoever wants it for a few $100. I never tested it, so, but it came out of a running, driving truck. So, and anyways, Resolute Blowout. Hey, what's up, man? Nathan, I'm back. I'm back too, man. My thing died, but whatever. We back. Resolute. I have a 2000 Dodge Dakota, but it's having issues. Uh-oh, what's going on? AMC Mopar fam. I'm in Florida. Ooh, yeah, that's kind of far. Kind of far. I don't know what it would be to ship, but couldn't imagine it'd be too cheap. Kai says, what are you thinking for the rear end in the Dakota? I'm going to go with some sort of, I don't know. I mean, we could do it two ways. We could either throw, it's going to need a different limited slip for sure, because that one's not going to hold up. So either we put a different limited slip in and send it, but then we might snap like a half shaft, or do we just, I'm kind of leaning towards just leaving it, honestly. Leaving it for now. Our stock clutch pack is going to get fried. It's probably going to turn into a one-wheel peel, and then one-wheel peel. Once that happens, then we can tear it apart, put a limited slip in it, and then see how long we go before we snap a half shaft or explode the whole carrier. But, I mean, it technically should be pretty strong, but we might just have to put some better components in it. Jose, how much horsepower do you think you would get if you stroke a 5.7 to a 397? Well, I mean, 397 is pretty much 392, so you could probably just go off of that and get a rough figure, right? It really depends what other supporting mods you're going to have. But, I mean, as far as displacement goes, 397 is pretty much a 392, which, you know how much those make, like mid-4s, right? So you probably get an extra 50 horse or something. I would guess, ballpark, depending on what else you got done. Jorge, George, I don't know what you call yourself, but we'll say both. Where are you located at? I'm in SoCal. AMC Mopar fam. You're going to need at least a Ford 9-inch. Oh, we can't put Ford parts in this thing, man. Don't you know by now? I don't know. We'll see what happens. Like I said, I think realistically, if I can beef up the components back there, whatever it takes transmissions, they've been helping us all along. So I'm going to see, I'll talk to them about getting a limited slip back there. And if there's any, like, I don't know, maybe there's like Cairo treated rear gears and stuff that we can get for mine. Or we wait till it explodes and then we put that stuff in it. I don't know which way to go. I think realistically, we're going to get the truck running. We're going to start driving it. And then either something's going to break first or we'll shop for parts before it breaks. But either way, we'll get the thing moving. I mean, drag racing is a different story, but I'm pretty good with not shocking drivetrains because I've done stuff like this before where, for example, the S2000, I know you guys typically don't want to hear about Honda stuff, but it had like a glass drivetrain in it. People would break their rear differentials on bone stock engines. If you like revved it up and like, for example, the car outside, the S2000, if you put sticky tires on it, which I have, if you rev it up and clutch dump it, you can completely explode the diff on that thing. It's like a glass slipper. Like, it's just insane. So when I had 607 wheel horsepower, I was running on the stock rear differential. So I was running a lot of power through it, but I know how to shift to not shock the drivetrain and to be hard on components. I mean, for example, you could give somebody the keys to the Viper and they could go out and blow the diff out of that thing in 2 seconds, but you know, I've had the car for 4 years at least now, and I've never broken anything like that because I can shift fast, and I can shift, I can be fast, shift aggressive, but be smooth at the same time. Like I'll go from the top of one gear right into the next, and it's almost as if there was no lapse as much as there, as little as there could be. But some guys, you know what I'm saying, right? Like I know the Dakota's not manual, but you can be like first, wide open throttle right to the top of red line, push the clutch in, delay, second, and then floor it and just pop your foot off the clutch, and the whole car is going to do one of these. So stuff like that usually breaks driveline components. So same way as, it's not like I'm going to go up to the line and sit there and just mash the throttle and just, try to shock the whole drivetrain. So once we get the Hellcat setup running, like I'll end up loading up the drivetrain and leaving, right? So I'm not just going to go out there all willy-nilly and just floor the thing and just blow the whole rear end out of it. So I have a feeling it'll last a lot longer than you guys think it will, but I'm going to be looking at upgraded components for sure. AMC says, or just get a Dana 80 from a 3500 with billet parts. Yeah, I'll have to, like I said, I'll look into it for sure. Right now it's the least of my worries, honestly. I just want to get the thing running first, and we'll deal with all the fun problems afterwards. Resolute. My dad and I checked every sensor and the fuel pump and relay and distributor cap and the battery, and everything is fine and turns over and drives. But what if you turn it, the Dakota? But what if you turn it, the Dakota stalls out? What do you mean? We'll move on to Corey for a sec till we get some more details. Corey, I have 04 Dakota 3.7, overheated, put new water pump on, ran for 10 minutes, and locked up. What could it be? Ooh. If it overheated, I mean, it could have done a lot of stuff. Could be lower end bearings that locked up and didn't like getting overheated. I doubt your water pump locked up and stopped the engine from turning. It's most likely something the bottom end gave out. Unfortunately, it's probably not the answer you wanted, but Resolute said even change the water pump. Yeah, we need some more info from you on that one, from how it dies and how it stalls. Kai says, fab a Hellcat rear end in it. I don't want to, because if I go Hellcat rear end, I wonder if that would make sense, actually. Nah, I don't know. I'm trying to think. I was trying to think if I... Because you know how you got some ideas rolling in my head when you said it. You know how, like, everyone C-notches the Dakota? Because the rear axle needs that much travel. I was almost thinking because you'd have the CV shafts that they would be little pencils going up instead of like a tube this big. So you could maybe not have to C-notch the frame if you put in the independent suspension in the rear. But I think that would be a nightmare too. It would be a nightmare too. I mean, I could technically get it from these guys if I really wanted to while it's available, but I don't know. I think it's just better just to stick with the solid axle. So many of those muscle cars run solid axle and they're fine. So I think the solid axle's going to be better for drag anyways. I think it's stronger and less flex. Catch up to you guys in the comments. Darren says, comp cam, high energy, extreme duration, 226, 238. Give or take, forget the exact number, lift is 506. Well, that's a big lift. It's a big lift, but I guess you said you did heads, right? So I'm 114 in my 3rd gen, 2002 Ram. 2-door, 2.0 short box. 392 rear posi. Nice. She's going to move. She'll move pretty decent for sure. That'll be a nice setup. You'll have to keep us updated. David, I know you said it, but I forgot. What ratio will you go for the Viper rear end, and from what company? Oh, David, I think I kind of froze when I was telling you. I don't know if you saw it or heard it, or I got froze when I was talking, but I have a supercharger, most of a supercharger kit. Like half a supercharger kit. I have the whole intake manifold and the top plate. So if you're interested in supercharging your Viper, I have a better part of a kit. I also have fuel injectors and 2 different engine managements as well. So if you're interested in any of that, send me a message, because the Row Supercharger kit's discontinued. So I have the whole intake manifold and the plenum. If you're thinking about supercharging, you could throw a kit together. But yeah, as far as rear gears, I have a I'm not gonna mess it up, 373 Mopar Performance differential. So it was brand new. I put it in the car for a bit, but it sat on a shelf for a while, so the bearings, I guess, were probably pitted or something from sitting with it open for so long. And I have to put new bearings in it. So new bearings, new seals, and I gotta put it back in the car. So with the supercharger and the 373s, I'm not worried about it hooking up, but it's gonna be an animal, so I can't wait. Then it's gonna really feel crazy, because when I just put 373s in my car with it naturally aspirated, it really woke it up. So 373s plus boost, she'll be pulling pretty hard. So I can't wait. But I'll do that soon. I have all the parts here. I just haven't got a chance to actually tackle it. But I'll do it here shortly. Resolute. I also love the JDM Star LED bulbs that you recommended. Yeah, those things work good. Oh, Resolute said it stalls out when you turn it. When you turn it. Turn it? Like turn the steering wheel? I don't know. I would say crank position sensor or cam position sensor. Usually, if you have a Magnum, those are like the two top things to look at. Kai says it wouldn't be as big of a notch. Yeah, because I mean, I have like this, like, I don't know, 3 inches maybe of travel. But if I ended up using the pencils, the CV shafts from a Hellcat, it'd probably give me a bit more of a clearance. Nathan, is a Dodge Ram Rumblebee rare? More rare than a Dodge Ram. But there's nothing that it was kind of just an appearance package. There wasn't any like performance difference. It was just like that sticker on the back of the bed, and it had the little plaque, and it usually either came in yellow or the black, and it had like the sport trim with the fake hood scoop. I actually really liked them back then. They're still nice looking trucks, but more rare for sure. I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if those things becoming, since everybody's in love with the 4th gen, I think you're going to start to see 3rd gens kind of make a return. I think a lot of people are going to start to get into those because they're super cheap compared to the 4th gen. And you can make pretty much just as much power as long as you spend a little bit of money. Chris, are you going to get a tonneau cover for the RT? I have one, actually. I don't know if you saw the video, but I have a snug top sitting here. It's white. But I was going to get it painted with the truck. Jackson Racing. Get the brake calipers off the Hellcat. Should be brand new. Didn't look like they used them. Yeah, I was thinking about it. I think he wants like $1,000 or something for them. But I think honestly what I'll probably do instead. Sorry guys. I'll probably end up getting the Viper brakes and putting them on there, because it's just easier. Because I can use the rotors off the Viper, the same bolt pattern, and use those calipers. In retrospect, I did sell the stock calipers off my Viper. They were Brembos, the front pistons, or the front calipers. They were decent size, but they're not as big as the ones I put on my Viper car. So I might try to see if I can get a couple of those calipers. Actually, funny. It's funny how things work. I ended up selling one of the calipers I had. I had an extra for some reason. Like the big one, the one that's on my car. And when I was piecing things together, somehow I ended up with buying one extra caliper just because I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to find more than one, and I was piecing things together. But I ended up selling that one caliper, but probably could have kept it. Anyways, whatever. Yeah, I'll probably go with the Viper ones because, like I said, I can get the right rotors, and it would be easier. But for now, I'm not too worried. I know it sounds ridiculous to say because we're going to have so much power, but I'm not too worried about the brakes initially. We'll like I said, let's get this thing running, and then we'll work out all the fancy stuff after. Corey, thanks for the feedback. Great vids. Looking forward to the swap. Yeah, thanks, man. Thanks for the support. I'm looking forward to the swap too, you guys. It's gonna be nuts. a little bit anxious, like I said, to make sure that thing runs. But once I know I have all the modules and everything, and she fires, well, then we'll be good. Then we'll be good. Result. Well, let's see. Oh, sorry, I almost skipped Tony. Hey, I have a 2000 Dodge Dakota and want to straight pipe it. Will I get check engine light? Yep, you definitely will. You definitely will. It's going to be looking for catalytic converters. So unless you flash it, and even if you do flash it, it's probably still going to throw light. But honestly, I wouldn't straight pipe it. I know a lot of people think it sounds like just saying it sounds like, yeah, I'm going to straight pipe it, but it sounds terrible. Put something on it. I'm not saying you can't have if you like a loud exhaust, I'm not saying it won't be loud. But put something on it so that it cleans up the sound. Because if you just straight pipe something, it sounds terrible. So, like I said, I would put like my truck is loud, you guys. Like, it is loud. But it sounds like the sound is clean, though. And especially with putting both the Hellcat mufflers and the Hellcat resonators on there. It's still super loud when you get on it, but it's clean sounding. But if you were to just straight pipe it, it would just be raspy and loud, and it would sound like those crappy like motorcycles that have like the little like, I don't know if you guys know the one I'm talking about. You know the ones at the end that look like they have like little shoes on the end? They like straight pipes out the back and it goes past the tire and turns up like this. You know those ones that like sounds like it's exhaust through a straw? That's what your straight pipe will sound like. If it's open header, that's a different thing. But if you straight pipe it all the way back, then it really sounds terrible. Tony, hey, I have a 2000. Oh yeah, that's the same one. Resolute. Well, we have looked at every sensor, and when you turn the truck around a corner or going left or right, it stalls out. That's weird. That's weird. It's got to be something's moving. Like maybe you have a loose wire or something. I don't know. Definitely sounds like something electrical, though. I mean, it's hard for us to diagnose over text and stuff, but I would say something electrical. Jose, what exhaust setup do you recommend with long tube headers for 5.7? Have an ARH long tubes and 3-inch pipe, no cats, just straight pipe. Was way louder with stock manifolds. Now sounds way more toned down. 3-inch pipe, no cats, just straight pipe. So you have no mufflers and it's not loud enough for you? I just want to make sure I'm reading this right. You have long tubes, 3-inch pipe, no cats, and straight pipe, and it's not loud? It's got to be loud. It's probably just loud behind you. That's got to be a loud setup. I don't know how much louder you want than 3-inch straight pipes with no cats. And straight headers. I don't know, man. I bet you if you stand behind your truck, it's gonna be loud as balls. There's no way. It's all straight pipe. I don't know. I don't know what to say. If you said quieter, I'd be able to point you in the one direction, but you got nothing there. I mean, I don't know how to add more sound. If anything, if you want more loud, just chop it off right after the long tubes. Then you'll get your loud noise you want. Because, I mean, if you have straight pipe, you got to remember, it's going to be loud behind you and behind the truck. It's just the sound is going to be way back there. If you want loud and you want to hear it, then chop it off closer to you or put, just, I don't know. If you're trying to get crazy, just do open header. I don't know. George, have you looked at the site I told you about the Kegger 500 plus torque? And almost, yeah, I saw it. There's a lot of people talking. I don't know whether it's true or not, but a lot of people don't have the best things to say about that person. And they're saying that a lot of the numbers are kind of a little bit phony. But I'm gonna end up. If you don't already know, George, we're making a lot more power than 500 ponies. We're doing the Hellcat, so she's gonna get pretty rowdy here soon. Darren, John, can you tell me what the duration numbers mean again on cam? I had a brain fart. My exact duration, 216, 226 is lift, is 506, 506. Works from 1200 to 5400. Yeah, I'll be completely honest with you guys. I'm still not any sort of expert at cam specs. I know there's some guys that'll look at that and be like, oh yeah, that's like a 216, 226. That'll be open for this much, and it'll make like a chop that's like kind of slow, but kind of fast, but kind of fast, but kind of slow. But like, then the 506 and the 506 lift and the intake lift and the exhaust lift, and then that'll be like you'll really hear it out of the muffler, but you'll also hear it out of your intake, but then you won't make as much up top, but some on the bottom, but some in the middle. I'm not that guy. Honestly, I'm not that guy. When people start talking like that, like my eyes start rolling around in my head. So, yeah, I honestly, I'm not the guy to ask for cam specs. I'm, like I said, I'm learning along with you guys. I'll be straight up about what I do know and I don't know. Cam specs on a V8, like I'm still learning along with you guys. So I got IMM to spec me out a cam. I said, make it choppy, make it sound good. I wanted it as aggressive as possible, and he just gave me that. So at some point, I will get into, more into the actual engine building on stuff like this. But right now, I'm a man of all trades. I'm a video editor. I'm a video filmer. I guess, somewhat of an engine builder. I'm a tuner. I don't know what I am. A little bit of everything right now. Doing home renos, all kinds of stuff. But yeah, I wouldn't be able to tell you exactly. Like, I know, obviously, the 506, 506, that's your intake lift and your exhaust lift. So you got the same intake and exhaust lift. And then duration is how many degrees that it stays open for, right? So, or I can't remember if it's how many degrees it opens at or stays open. I don't even want to. It's getting late, and I'm probably gonna say something stupid, so I'm just gonna not answer right now. Sorry, man. Sorry. Like I said, I'm not a cam expert. Tony. Oh, he's asking Jose. Matt, have you ever checked out Greg Snyder's Hellcat Dakota? His is actually the 6-speed manual. Yeah, Matt. I've heard of him. I've talked to him. Yeah, I don't know if anybody else has done it. I think I saw another one, but maybe I haven't. He might be the only one. He's the only one that kind of posted his on the internet, at least, that I know of. I don't know. I don't care about being the first, honestly. Honestly, I'm not the first. I'm not claiming to be the first. What I am claiming is, as far as I know, I'll be the first person to put the 8-speed automatic in the Dakota and have it working. That's what I think. And I don't even care if I'm the first or not, but it would be nice if somebody did it before me so that, we would know a little bit more about it. But I think I'm the first because if there's somebody else that did it, we could ask them how it went or any hiccups. But we don't have anybody ask, so as far as I know, I'm the first. But I'm not going to get butthurt if somebody else did it before me or whatever. I don't care. I just want to go fast. That's all there is to it. I don't care who's the first. I don't care who's the last. I don't care who did it in the middle. I just want to make it happen for you guys. You guys know me. Like, I'm not out there to sit there and brag about, being the first or, I did it first and you did it first. I don't care about any of that. All I care about is making something cool, sharing the experience with you guys, being 100% real with you guys, showing you guys when things go well, showing you guys when things don't go so well, showing you guys the parts that I use, showing you guys the problems that I run into, how we overcome those issues. It's just real. That's where I want to keep it with you guys. Like, for example, Darren asked me a bunch of, questions about the cam. Like I told you, I'm not a cam expert. So, you guys already know that was those 2 cams that I did were my first cam swaps. So that was the first time I've done it on a V8. I've done a bunch of overhead valve stuff. Like, you guys saw me do the dual overhead cams on the S2000, and that stuff I have no issue with, but I've never done a push rod V8. That's the first time. So I'm learning with you guys, and I think a lot of you guys kind of enjoy that honesty with the channel. So, because you guys know that I'm not going to be some phony ass dude that's going to tell you guys something I don't know. But, yeah, as far as his car or his truck, So yeah, so he's got, I believe, a T56 in his. Greg Snyder's got a T56 in his Dakota. So he went, like I think I've said a bunch of times, he went with the Hell Crate engine management. So he's got the Hell Crate PCM, and then with him having a T56, there's no electronics really on it. So it just bolts the transmission, and then other than that, it's just all the other stuff, right? The engine mounts, transmission mount, and cooling lines and all that. So I think his, not to discredit him, I mean, it's a lot of work regardless, but his would technically be an easier swap than mine would be, because mine's going to have more electronic stuff to deal with the transmission. So that's just, but I mean, that's the route I wanted to go. I wanted to, it's going to be more work up front. It's going to be a little more risky to make sure that it works. Like I said, I'm taking more of a risk buying the automatic transmission and hoping that it works than somebody that's just getting the engine, getting the Hellcrate kit, and bolting, a turbo 400 to it, and being okay with only having a few gears, or bolting a manual to it. But like I said, part of the reason why the Hellcat is as fast as it is because of the 8-speed automatic. That gearbox shifts like lightning fast. You have 8 gears, so it has a mechanical advantage against something that's a 6-speed or a 5-speed or a 4-speed, because it can be in its peak torque power curve all the time. Whereas, for example, and I don't know if you guys already follow this, but I'll give you this analogy anyways. For example, my truck, right? Same truck most of you guys have, the Dakota, with a 46 RE or 4-speed. If you go from a dig, right, and you guys already know, if you floor it, takes the red line, it shifts, kind of in the power curve, pulls back up, shifts again, power curve, pulls back up, and it can be decently okay 0 to 60, right? So you guys can relate to that, right? You're like, oh, okay, off a light, it's pretty fast, got some torque, gets up into the meat of the power, shifts a few times, and it's pretty quick. But I know you guys don't BS me, because I know you guys can relate to this. Say you're driving along, you're doing 50 miles an hour. I don't know if somebody tried to race you, or you just wanted to pass somebody, or you just want to floor it, and maybe your buddy was in the back or in the seat or whatever, passenger seat. You're doing like 55, 60, you floor it. What happens? Tell me what happens. You don't go nowhere. And I know you guys don't go nowhere, because my truck does the exact same thing. You floor it, and you might as well have been in a Prius. That thing does not move, you guys. Why? Because when you floor it, and it's only got 4 gears, it puts you in some stupid part of the power curve, and it's trying to struggle its way to get back into the meat of the power where your torque is. And that's where you lose an advantage to having more gears. That's why, so I mean, the Hellcat has 8 gears, and then Ford came out with their 10-speed, and even GM has a 10-speed. The reason why these companies, they're not just putting more gears because the higher number is better. They're doing it because you can always be in the peak power range. So you could be in that power band, so to speak, of where you make the most power and the most torque. You can just sit right there, and it'll just shift and keep you there the whole time. That's why there's guys in F-150s with 10 speeds absolutely destroying everybody. It's not like those engines, I mean, the Coyote makes a decent amount of power, but the transmission is making that vehicle even faster than it normally would be, because it's sitting there just shifting right in that power curve the whole time. And it doesn't matter what RPM you're going, because you have so many gears that you could kind of be anywhere in your different speed ranges, floor it, and it'll jump exactly to where that power is, and it'll just sit there, and it'll shift. So that is the reason why I'm trying to get that 8-speed transmission into my truck, because if you guys want, I mean, we can sit there, and I don't know if I can do this without getting demonetized, but we can even pull up videos right now. Like, if you watch a 6-speed Challenger Hellcat go against an 8-speed automatic, it will blow the doors off it. Same engine, different transmission, the 8-speed will pull on it. And again, that comes down to the same thing. If you went from a dig, I mean, if you go from a dig, the person's still got to shift, but if you get, do a roll race at the perfect RPM or perfect speed where you can be in that power range, sure, you might get it, but like I said, I know you guys can relate to driving around your Dakota or Durango or whatever 4-speed you guys might be in, or even 5-speed. Sometimes you floor it and the thing doesn't go anywhere. And that comes back down to the transmission again. So that's why, I mean, some of these guys that have like a 3-speed in some of their drag cars is fine, right? Like they're at the line, they're dragging, it floors it, gets up into the meat of the power, shifts a couple times, and they go through the trap, and that's it. But if you're talking about like a normal street car, it's a no-brainer. Okay. Get through a few more questions and we'll wrap it up. Gary says, John, you're tired. I know, man. I'm starting to fade here. Corey, also have a 2019 Ram 1500. Should I get a tuner or do headers and exhaust first? It depends. The only problem with doing a tuner on a 2019 is the PCM is going to be locked. So you're going to have to get it unlocked. It doesn't matter what brand you go with, it's going to be locked. So you'll have to send it out. The exhaust, surprisingly, you guys, it does flow pretty good on the newer vehicles. So unless you want to go for sounds, performance-wise, you'll get more from a tuner than you will from headers and exhaust, unless you go long tube. But just know that you're gonna be spending a decent chunk of money to upgrade to unlock the PCM, but you'll probably get more power that way. Jose, do you miss your 14 Ram 1500? Yes and no. Yes and no. I answered this in the last live before our other live kind of got cut short because we had technical difficulties, but I don't, how do I say this? I miss the practicality of it. I don't miss the race aspect of it, like the, trying to make it go fast, because I think we're gonna accomplish that doing that with the Dakota. But I miss just when it was more of a normal truck and not trying to make it a street truck or a race truck. That was when I think it was the most fun, for me at least. But yeah, I miss just having a normal truck that I can jump in that's, looks good, drives smooth. That's what I want to get next. I was honestly going to buy something like that soon, but then this opportunity to get the Hellcat swap popped up. And the fact that it was local and I could have all the pieces, it was a no-brainer. So yeah, I think once we start ripping apart that Dakota, I'm gonna have to figure out a daily. So that's the other reason. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I do have the S2000 for sale, so I was thinking about selling it, and then I would use that money to get myself a daily, because, like I said, I'm not balling out of control, unfortunately, but kind of have to move some funds around. Darren, yep. Totally relate, as my truck's the same. 50 to 60 miles per hour, sits and has not much go. From dead takeoff, way better. Yeah, exactly. So that's what I'm saying. Like, that's the advantage of having more gears on a transmission. Cloud Chaser CBD reviews. Yep, my truck would pull a house down over from a SIG, I think dig. Go to pass that same torque isn't there. Yeah. So like I said, not to knock anybody, but it's just the reality of it. It's like less gears is not as fast. There's a lot to be gained from a transmission, and having more gears these days. And also just not just the transmission and the amount of gears, but just how fast it shifts and bangs through the gears. Oh, one other thing I didn't mention yet is the fact that I'm kind of excited too that if we're gonna get the steering column and the wheel and stuff, I don't know if the wheel and steering column's all bent up, but paddle shifters, you guys, paddle shifters. I want to make those paddle shifters work in the Dakota. How cool would that be? Sit there and just bang gears, driving on the Dakota. That is gonna be badass, you guys. Like, how cool, you guys? Oh my god. I'm getting excited just thinking about that. Like, sitting there just clicking gears off in the Dakota with the paddle shifters. This is going to be nuts. We got to make it all work, you guys. We're going to make it work. There's quite a few people in here. I'm surprised. Give it a thumbs up if you guys like these late night lives. It says there's 42 people in here. 42 people in here, but there's not 42 thumbs ups. Come on, guys. Where's them 42 thumbs ups? Nathan, yay, back up. Yeah, we've been running for a little while here actually, like 45 minutes it says. Just it got cut short before. Darren, what liter is a Hellcat and what's the horsepower? I'm not up on them too well. It's 6.2 liter supercharged, 707 horsepower from the factory. Let me jump over here for a second. Let's see something. Let's switch this. This is the cool part about this. When it works and it doesn't crash, this is the cool part. Because I can share my screen with you guys. We'll change this real quick. Give me 1 second. Boom! There we go. Alright, let's go take a look. 2019 Charger Hellcat horsepower. There you go. 707 horsepower, you guys. 650 foot-pounds of torque. Oh, that's so funny. There you go. Curb weight, 4,500 pounds. 4,575. So that's how much that weighs. And then if we go like this, 1999 Dakota RT single cab weight. Let's see. I'm pretty sure it's 3,800 pounds. Let's see. Pretty sure. Why can't I find it? Weight. Curb weight. We'll go over here for a second. These guys. This guy's saying 4,000, 3,960. So yeah, let's just say we're 500 pounds. Oh. Somebody got a crew cab. Or not a crew cab. Well, I don't know why he said CC. It's extended cab. 4,160 with somebody in it. So anyways, let's just say it's 4,000 pounds. So we're significantly, like, 600, at least 600 pounds lighter than a Charger. And we're going to have 707 horsepower and 650 foot-pounds of torque. I think it's going to be nuts. It's going to be nuts, you guys. Let's pop back over for a second so I can see what you guys are saying. Oop, don't want that. Close this for a second. I'm going to follow up with your guys' comments for a second. Darren, thumbs up. Yeah, come on, guys. Don't be stingy. Don't be stingy with them thumbs ups. Gio Perez, what do I need to run E85 on my Ram RT? Well, you're probably going to need, it depends what kind of mods you got, but you definitely need a tuner. Both a tuner and a tuner. You need something to tune your vehicle with, and you need a tuner, because you can't just dump E85 in, but I'm sure you already know that. Most likely, you're probably going to need different fuel injectors and a fuel pump, because E85 it's less efficient fuel, so just think, you almost need like double, whatever amount of fuel you're burning now with E85, you almost, just rough ballpark, you almost have to double your amount of fuel that you're spraying. You're going to get half the gas mileage usually, and you're going to need twice as much fuel. But the advantage is it keeps things a lot cooler, so you can usually run more timing. That's where the advantage to the E85 is. So it keeps your cylinders a little cooler, so you can run more aggressive timing, and you make more power that way. But yeah, if you're thinking of just running full E85, you have to get somebody that's going to tune it. Talk to them about fuel pumps and probably fuel injectors, and send it. Where are we? 717 Challenger, 707 Charger, I thought. I don't know. I mean, I'm not really too worried, honestly. Because, I mean, you got to figure, too, I can't remember who I was saying this to, but, or I might have said this on the last live. It's all kind of blending together, but you got to remember the 707 horsepower is with the stock exhaust system and the stock manifolds. And we're going to have the hooker headers on there. So those are pretty much going to be a mid-length or a long tube. So they're going to end up making a lot more than those little shorties, those cast ones that are on the Hellcat from the factory. So right there, we're going to pick up probably, I don't know, I want to say at least 20, 30 horse. So, and that's without even tuning the thing, right? If we tune it, throw a little more timing into it, you know, clean up the tune a little bit, you know, because you know the stock tune can be super conservative, you know, then we'll squeeze another, I don't know, probably squeeze another 30 horse out of it easy. So there's just a lot of improvements that we can make. Like, the thing's going to be insane. Horsepower is not going to be an issue for one. I mean, just driving around bone stock, 707 power is going to be tons of power for that little truck. Do you think it would cost more to Hellcat swap 5.78 speed or modify the... Yeah, that's a hard one. As far as cost, it just depends. It depends. I mean, the 5.7, you're going to have to put a set of pistons in it minimum, and probably rods to get to 700 horse. Because you figure your 5.7 liter is pretty much at 400 horse. If you put a supercharger on it, you can only run about 7 pounds or so on the stock pistons. So if you run E85, let's say you can run 10. So if you run 10 horse or 10 psi and you run E85 on a 5.7 and you have regular bolt-ons, let's just say we go by a rule of 20 horse per pound of boost. So you make an extra 200 horse from 10 pounds of boost, give or take, on a 5.7. So that's going to put you at 600 horsepower, and then you can't really push it much more than that. And that's crank, that's not wheel. So let's say you're at like low fives, maybe 520 wheel, making 600 crank. So yeah, and I mean you're going to be what, $5 or $6 grand deep on a supercharger kit. Plus you do all the supporting mods with the, you know, exhaust and all that stuff. It adds up. That's kind of why I just bailed and went with the supercharger, with the Hellcat swap, because all these little things add up, you guys. You throw $5 or $6 grand at a supercharger kit, even if I went 6.4 swap. Let's say that. Say I were to buy 6.4 swap. The swap's going to be 8 to 10 grand. Then I have to dump another 5 to 6 into a supercharger kit. I'm at 15, 16 grand right there, and then I still have to get all electronics to run it. And that puts me in the ballpark of the Hellcat swap. So that's why I was just like, forget it. Just go Hellcat swap. If our goal is to make a ton of power, let's just go with the platform that was designed and engineered for more power. And then it's never going to be an issue. Cloud Chaser. Any plans on how you're going to put that power to the ground? Yeah, I mean, it's obviously, it's going to have to be addressed. I'm not saying it's not impossible. So we've got the Caltrax bars, so that's going to help for sure. I'm going to go with dual adjustable shocks in the rear, because right now we're just running the Beltec ones, and they're not the greatest. They're kind of bouncy, don't work that well. So we'll end up putting some adjustable shocks, two-way adjustable, so we can adjust the compression and the rebound on the rear shocks. And then obviously we have the Hoosier slicks, but if we need to, we can go wider. Part of the reason why I don't want to do a brake conversion on the rear, I don't want to go necessarily to, I know you can put calipers on the rear, but I would like to and prefer to do like my own custom rear caliper setup so that I can keep a 15-inch wheel in the back. Part of the thing with going with the newer Dakota rear calipers is then you have to run a 16-inch wheel back there. So if anything in the back, I'm going to leave the drums for as long as I can, and then I'll probably do my own little brake caliper setup back there where I can still run a 15-inch wheel or tire in the back. and we can put as much rubber as we need back there. So the other thing I was discussing in the other live is putting the fuel tank, maybe taking the Hellcat fuel tank, and if I can fit it between the frame rails, maybe mounting it where the spare tire used to be, and that'll put some weight behind the rear tires, which would help with traction as well. And we'd already have our dual fuel pumps and all that stuff. So there's a few options, but yeah, it's definitely gonna be something we're gonna address. But I'm not worried. We'll get it done. Forrest59 CC equals club cab. Oh, that's right, club cab, not extended cab. Club cab. Nathan, I wish my Dakota has seen better days. I have a quick. Why did I say stupid? I have a quick question. Have you ever used any super chip tuner product? I was thinking about getting one, but skeptical. I would skip it, honestly. Oh, Force59 already said, don't waste your money. Yeah, just get a real tune, honestly. It's not worth it. Darren says, I've owned 2 super chips, and I'd rate them a 6. Yeah, see, everybody's saying the same thing. Corey, any suggestions on tuner to use and where to send PCM to unlock it on the East Coast? Kind of have 2 options. You have HP tuners, as you guys know, and you have Diablo Sports, the other main one. You guys already know which one I would pick from, not from anything else other than personal experience. I didn't have the greatest luck with the other one, so yeah, I'm more HP tuners these days. Plus, I just like the fact that you can buy one thing and use it on a bunch of different vehicles. The product doesn't like expire. I feel like some of those other tuners you get, it's like buying milk. It's like if you don't use it right away, it expires. And you can only use it for like a certain period of time, and it only uses for one vehicle. It's kind of, I just like the other way of doing it. You buy one device, you can tune as many vehicles you want. You just pay for credits. It's just a nicer way, in my opinion. Forced 59 incognito pulley. I don't know. For now, I'm not going to do any pulleys on it for now. Eventually we will, but for now I just need to get the thing running. Christopher, how far are you from the Hemet area? I noticed you were in the area. Not too far. Not too far. Hit me up. Joey, how do you tune the 5.9 in 96? There's no computer. There should be. 96 should be OBD2, so you should have a computer. Darren, John, in a recent video, you asked for us to guess what the Hellcat motor cost you. I guess an amount of 10 to 12. Will you tell us how close we were for any of us who guessed? Yeah, I'll disclose how much the Hellcat costs, or swap cost. I should have it this early this week, and then once I have it sitting here and it starts and it runs, and I'll let you guys know how much it costs to get it running on the garage floor. Just since you joined live and since you asked, I will say that number is a little low. Oh, and the other thing too is I explained in the last live. You guys can watch the other live if you get a chance. Is when you guys are guessing the price on the Hellcat swaps, I did come across quite a few questionable for sale ads. So just keep that in mind, because when there's a legitimate swap, like engine and transmission, and it's legit, it's not cheap. And to get all the controllers and computers and everything with it, you're talking some, a lot of stuff, a lot of parts, and it's not cheap stuff. So you'll see, like I said, don't get me wrong, you will see engine and transmissions out there for less, but I would raise an eyebrow to a lot of them, because even when me doing my search before I bought the one that I bought, and the one that I bought obviously is legit. It came from a crash car that came from insurance auction. I'm buying with a receipt and a warranty and all that stuff. So that's the way I wanted to go. So yeah, maybe I paid more than something you saw on Craigslist or you can see on eBay, but I'm telling you that when I was shopping, I bumped into like 2-3 shady deals that I had to back away from that were in your ballpark that you're saying the 10 to 12, but I wouldn't be trusting where it came from, because you guys got to remember a lot of those cars do get stolen and parted out. So just keep that in mind. I'm not saying everybody's gonna go out and buy a Hellcat swap, but it is something to consider. But I'm gonna sign off, you guys. I'm beat, I'm faded, and I gotta work on the SRT10 tomorrow, so I want to get up early, try to get that exhaust cutout stuff for you guys done before I hit the track on Sunday, so I got a long day ahead of me tomorrow. Thanks for watching, guys. Before you sign off, please give it a thumbs up. It does support the channel. It tells YouTube algorithm that this stream, that what we're doing is good. It shows that the people that were on here liked it. And what that will do is it will share it with other people that are not subscribed. YouTube will actually promote our channel to people that are not subscribed so that more people can hear about us, join us, and all that stuff. So I know it's maybe a pain, but make sure you give it a thumbs up on all the different videos and lives and stuff, you guys, because like I said, it'll help more people to find our channel is the short of the long. So thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Sorry for the glitches. It wasn't my fault, but it crashed, but we're back. And we'll see you guys on the next video. I should have a video up for you guys tomorrow, but if not, Sunday. Busy weekend ahead. You guys will get some racing content, probably Sunday or Monday. Depends on when I get a chance to edit it, but lots of stuff on the way. Thanks for watching. See you guys on the next video.